Good morning, replay viewers. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Astronomy, replay viewers. Good to have you here. Hello, David. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. There's Ross. Ben. Hey, John. Good to have you here. Hey, Jorge. Nice to see you this morning. Welcome. Morning, Jeff. Hello. Hello, Alex. Good morning. We're looking at an image of Centaurus A, or NGC 5128. This is a picture I took using the telescopes down in Chile, and you can see it's really a strange looking galaxy. It's a galaxy far, far away. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, yes. Hello. Welcome. Yes, nice to have you here. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Astronomy. My name is Dennis Hands. I did not go to Chile. I used the telescopes remotely. There's a program called Skynet. I know it's not the Arnold Schwarzenegger Skynet, but it's Skynet, and it's a bunch of telescopes that are connected by computer, and you can use them and take pictures without actually going there. So, yeah, that's what I did. So welcome, everybody. Let's Talk Astronomy. My name is Dennis Hands. I'm your host here this morning, and we've got a full schedule here today. I've got a bunch of questions from the Sky and Telescope magazine. A bunch of questions from Sky and Telescope magazine. And so we'll get into those and talk astronomy. So what have you been doing lately? I was up this morning. I was up early this morning, and I saw Jupiter and Saturn in the sky, and saw the moon coming up in the east, and just below it were Mercury and Neptune and Venus. So it was real pretty this morning. I could just barely see the moon. I could not see Mercury and Neptune and Venus. They were too close to the horizon. But Jupiter and Saturn were up real nice, and it was a good view. It's a good view. So hope you got to see a good medium price telescope. If you're asking me for advice about what telescope to buy, this is what I would suggest, and it's probably not exactly what you're looking for, okay? It's probably not exactly what you're looking for. I would suggest do not buy a telescope. I would suggest buy a nice pair of binoculars, okay? If you're just now getting started into astronomy, I wouldn't buy a telescope. I'd buy a nice pair of binoculars. Binoculars, they're useful. I used them this morning looking at Jupiter and Saturn and the moon. So you still use them when you get deep into astronomy, into that hobby. But if you decide after a while that astronomy's not your thing, okay, then at least you have a pair of binoculars that you could use at a sporting event, or you could use bird watching or something like that, instead of having a telescope that's taking up space in your closet and getting dusty. So you can still use them. They're a little bit inexpensive. You can buy a nice pair for maybe under $200. You want to get a nice big pair that fit nicely in your hands and you can see things with them. And you want to get them powerful. These are 10 by 50s. These are 10 by 50s. The 10 means that it makes things look 10 times closer, okay? And the 50 is the size of the view, okay? 10 by 50s. A telescope is nice, though, but I'd suggest getting one of these first. If you're still interested in getting a telescope after you buy a pair of binoculars and you're into astronomy for a while and you just have that burn, you want to get a telescope, I would suggest go to your local astronomy club. And your local astronomy club probably has things called star parties, in which the members get out their telescope and put them out and look at stuff in the sky. They find a dark site and they look at stuff in the sky. You can go up and down the row and look at their telescopes, and you can shop there. Yes, or community colleges. Yes, sometimes they do that. So you can shop there. Instead of going to a store where they might have one or two kinds, and they want to sell you those kinds, or You can go to a star party and see lots of different kinds of telescopes and find the one that fits you best. You can go and ask questions like, how much does it cost? How easy is it to transport? What can you see with this telescope? What can you not see? What do you like? What do you don't like? So I'd suggest don't buy a telescope right away. Get a nice pair of binoculars and then go to your astronomy club. Isn't that great? Every 2 weeks for a star party. Every 2 weeks a star party, that's marvelous. You can hit the moon. You can hit different phases of the moon every 2 weeks. If you do it regular, you can hit those dark skies. You can hit the bright skies. That's great. Good. Yes. The last star party I went to was this past Friday night. And there were mostly Dobsonians out, but there were a few others. There was a refractor. There was even an old refractor out. So, yes. So, we're going to be real busy here today. We're going to be real busy here today. We have lots of questions from Sky and Telescope Magazine. This is April 1st, and it's the first Monday of April, and that's the day that I give questions about the issue of Sky and Telescope Magazine for that month. So I hope you've read your Sky and Telescope Magazine. But first, hello Richard. Hi, nice to see you here. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Today is April 1st, and it's National Poetry Month. It's National Poetry Month. One of the things I do at the observatory is I collect poems from our observers. I'm working up a book of poems that I hope will get published and will be a fundraiser for the observatory. So I ask observers at the observatory, civilians, to write a poem. So I want to share a poem with you from Megan Smith, and she wrote this poem last August. Okay, so here you go. It's a nice short poem, and this is for National Poetry Month. So here we go. Stars afar, so shiny and bright, they shed the light. Observatory tells a story. It gleams and beams of wonder. And that's by Megan Smith. Thank you, Megan, for the poem. Stars afar, so shiny and bright, they shed the light. Observatory tells a story. It gleams and beams of wonder. So I'm collecting these poems at the observatory and hope to publish them in a book for fundraising for observatory. So National Poetry Month, congratulations to National Poetry Month. Isn't that something? So I hope you read your Sky and Telescope magazine. I did. I read mine. And I have a bunch of questions for us at the Sky and Telescope magazine. I have 13 questions. Lucky 13 questions. So let's dive in. And we can pause whenever we want to, and we can talk about questions or whatever stuff like that. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. So if you have a question, ask. Here's the rules for the game, okay? I have a question. I will not entertain any answers until I'm done with the question. When I'm done with the question the first time, then I'll go by the first answer that shows up on my screen. I'm sorry, there's lag time for some of you. It just happens. But I'll do the best I can, and I go by the first one. Spelling does not count. So if you misspell it, but it's close enough that I recognize it, that's good enough. And if you're the winner, you are the winner, of course, and you get a question right, your name will go on my blog, and you get a chance to give a contribution to one of my charities, and I will match your contribution up to $100. So you can make the world a better place, and you can drag me along with you. But I have 4 nice charities there in my blog. If you can go to my blog by going to these 3 dots down here, and if you tap on that, you go to my Periscope profile, and there's a link to my blog. And if you go to my blog, there's a place that says How to Support, and you go there, and there's some charities there, and you can click on those. There's the Michael J. Fox Foundation. There's Guilford County Animal Shelter. There's the Guilford County Senior Resources Center, and there's the Joe Klein Memorial. Do I believe in UFOs? I have seen a UFO. Now, I emphasize the U part. I emphasize the U part of that UFO. That UFO is unidentified. Okay, it's unidentified, and I I didn't know what it was. I did not know what the thing was. So let's see, what can we do here? It was unidentified. I didn't know. I was 8 years old at the time, and I happened to be looking toward the airport, and Mom said it was a plane landing. I was 8 years old. What do I know? But I have seen a UFO. Do I think they are flying saucers? No, I don't think they're flying saucers. I don't think so. So this issue, April issue of Sky and Telescope magazine, here we go. We're going to dive in now. Page 4. On page 4, the editor-in-chief, Peter Tyson, says that we're going to focus. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to focus. This issue is going to focus on what part of the sky, the part of the sky that has Centaurus and Crux and Alpha Centauri and the total lunar eclipse. What part of the sky, this is question number 1, what part of the sky does this issue focus on? Here's your first question. Let's see if anybody gets it right. What part of the sky does this issue focus on? Everybody's getting out their magazines. What part of the sky does this issue focus on? Come on. What part of the sky? The part of the sky that has Centaurus and Crux. Oh, wait a minute. Here you go. Yep, the question's not clear. That's all right. Not the northern hemisphere. Good guess. Not the east. Southern. Spear. You got it. Okay, Spear. Yes, congratulations. I knew I could count on you. Spear. Yes, it's the southern part of the sky. It's the southern part of the sky that this issue is focused on, okay? That's okay. There's going to be more. In 2004, Barbara and I were in South Africa, and we saw the 4 brightest stars in the night sky all at once, all in one viewing. We were right there in South Africa. We saw Arcturus that was high in the north, very high in the north. We saw Sirius low in the west and Canopus higher in the southwest. And then we saw Rigel Kent in the south. So we saw the 4 brightest stars in the night sky all in one viewing. That was really nice. You can see all sorts of things from the southern sky that you cannot see from here. But Ben is leading the pack. No, we're going to talk astronomy here, okay? We're not talking mythology or hoaxes or things like that. So this issue is focused on the southern sky, on the sky that we can see in the southern hemisphere, okay? And that was Peter Tyson's article, his column. It's always good to read the editor-in-chief. You can find out what the whole magazine's going to be about. Page 9. Page 9. Here we go. Page 9. No, I think India's in the northern hemisphere. I think India is north of the equator. I think. Looking at my globe, yeah, India's in the northern hemisphere. Yeah. So here we go. Question 2. Question 2. Let's see if John gets a sweep. John, can you get all 13 of them? I don't know. Question number 2. Here we go. On page 9. Mission scientists announced December 10th last year that what spacecraft has become the second probe to enter interstellar space? What spacecraft became the second one to enter interstellar space? Voyager 2. Oh, you got it, Soyug. There you go. You got it. Yes. Yes. What happened with Voyager 2, here's a diagram or an illustration that kind of shows what they're talking about in the article. You can screen grab that if you want to. But it shows here that at the time, the solar wind, the wind from our star, decreased, and the cosmic rays increased. So that change from the solar wind to the cosmic wind indicated that it had gone into interstellar space. It had left the heliosphere. It had left the heliosphere here. I've got lots of questions. I got lots of more questions. Yes, it sure did. It exited the heliopause. Very good. You know the words. Page 21. No, page 15. Page 15. Yes. Ken Crosswell. Ken Crosswell has a nice article about spiral galaxies. Now, I like looking at spiral galaxies. We didn't see any last Friday night, but spiral galaxies, real pretty in the telescope. Real pretty. In his article about spiral galaxies here, Ken Crosswell tells us that the thing that spiral galaxies need to preserve their shape and beauty, they need a certain thing to preserve their shape and beauty. What is it that spiral galaxies need to keep their shape and beauty? What is it that spiral galaxies need to keep their shape and beauty? Gas, yes, I'll take gas. Oh, Soya, you got two in a row. Very good, yes. Gas and dust. The gas and dust, that's right. The gas and dust is what's needed. What happens is that all galaxies have turbulence. All of them are affected by gravity. But what keeps them in a spiral shape with the arms and all that kind of stuff is gas and dust that dissipates that turbulence. When a supernova blows up, if there's no gas and dust, it'll affect all the nearby stars. But if there's gas and dust, it'll sort of smooth it out and keep it together. So gas and dust, very good. Very good. Soya got that one. Congratulations to you. That's another one for you, isn't it? That's two. Very good. Nice. Spiral galaxies. They're so pretty to look at. Spiral galaxies are pretty to look at. Now, spiral galaxies take their gas and dust, and they do something with them. They make stars. They make stars out of the gas and dust. So here's question number 4. Let's see if Soya gets this one. Okay, Spear, you're still out there. Let's see if you get this one. In units of solar masses, how much of the gas and dust in the Milky Way galaxy is converted into stars every year? How much in solar masses? How many solar masses worth of gas and dust are converted into stars every year in the, okay, nope, not a half a unit, not a half of a solar mass, sorry. How much gas and dust in the terms of solar masses, and you can just put in a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 million, whatever, how much solar mass worth of gas and dust? Oh, you're so close, Defender, so close. Defender's Eagle, Defender's a lot closer. Wrong way, Melissa. Wrong way. 2. Defender. You got it. Defender of India. All right. Congratulations. Yes, Defender of India got it. Yes, it's 2. We have enough gas and dust that we make 2 solar masses worth of stars every year. 2 solar masses worth of stars. Now, usually it's not 2 stars, because the stars that are created are very, very small red dwarfs. And so you might make 3 or 4 or 5 of those, okay? But it's 2 solar masses worth of gas and dust that are done each year. So we only have enough gas. If we make 2 solar masses worth of stars every year, we only have enough gas and dust to continue making stars for the next billion years. And after that, we run out. After that, we run out of gas and dust, and our spiral galaxy would not have any gas and dust to dissipate the energy and keep our shape. Isn't that something? So we run out of gas and dust, we end up not being a spiral anymore. We'll morph into something else. So, we know how it's used. A solar mass, about 333,000 Earth masses. One solar mass is about 333,000 Earth masses. Well, in a way, we're already to Mars. Mars is the only planet that we know of that is totally inhabited by robots. Totally inhabited by robots, and we've sent them there. So, Our galaxy has this gas and dust, and it uses 2 solar masses every year to make stars every year. So our galaxy wouldn't last very long. It wouldn't last very long if we just ran out and didn't have anything to replenish it. There are three ways, 3 sources from which we get. A solar mass is how much mass the sun is, and that's 333,000 times the Earth mass. That's what a solar mass is. So be the first to name or describe one of the 3 sources that we get mass from. How do we replenish our mass of gas and dust? Yep, we get it from supernova. That's right. Okay, who got that? That was Percano. Jorge, you got that one? That's one. We get it from our own stars that shed material. I don't see the other answers. There's 2. This is sort of an astronomy challenge. So sort of like a quiz. It'll show up on my blog as a quiz. Other galaxies. There you go, Spear. Yes, we get it from other galaxies. Other galaxies we eat. Yes, like the large and small Magellanic galaxies, we're going to get those, and we're going to get their mass. We're going to get their gas and dust, and so that'll replenish. There's one more place. So we've got other galaxies. We've got supernova and other stars that die. There's a 3rd place we get our gas and dust. It's a tough one. It's way out there. There you go. Yes. Thank you very much, Richard. Yes. Yes. The pristine gas and dust. Very good, Richard. The pristine gas and dust in interstellar gas clouds. So we get gas and dust from the stars that blow up in our galaxy. We get it from the gas and dust that's out there in the cosmic web, and we get it by eating other galaxies. So that's how the Milky Way galaxy replenishes its supply of gas and dust, and then we use it up by making new stars. Very good. So we have 3 winners on that. We have Percano, we have Spear, and we had Richard. 3 winners. Good for you. Now that's a good question. If we don't get it quick enough, we run out. But we should be getting it quick enough. We've had it for a long time. Now, thank you for asking, Micro. Today is the one day of the year that the geometry lines up exactly right, that with a telescope you can see the American flag on the moon. Today is the only day of the year that you can see the American flag on the moon if you line it up just exactly right. Today. Only today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Only today. April 1st. April Fool's Day. No, you can't. We can't see the flag on the moon. No. So we've got a bunch of winners so far, and we're only down to question number 5. Here we go. Question number 6. In the constellation close-up. Let's see, where is that? Constellation close-up. In the constellation close-up. What page? Page 25. Page 25. Got this organized a little bit. In constellation close-up, it's not page 25. It's something else. Tony Flanders writes that Centaurus A, money, that's the reason we haven't been back to the moon. President Trump wants us to go back in 5 years. We'll see how he spends, how he gets that money. He's probably going to take the money away from the wall fund. Probably. I bet he will. Tony Flanders, in his article on the constellation close-up, he talks about a bunch of different constellations in the southern sky. And he writes that Centaurus A's active galactic nuclei and its band of gas and dust encircle that galaxy could have been caused by what? What could have caused Centaurus A to look like this? What could have caused it to look like this? What could have looked like this? You can see, you can see it looks real strange. It's got that band of gas and dust. I know, we're paying for the Mexicans' wall. Isn't that funny? No, not supernova. There's something else that caused this to happen. They think that it caused this to happen, that caused not only the strange shape, but that gas right there. A galaxy passing through, Melissa, you got it right. A collision with another galaxy. Congratulations, Melissa, yes. They think that it was caused by a collision with another galaxy. Good for you. Hooray! I saw you come in, Melissa. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. So that's in the constellation close-up. Okay? M77. Oh. There's a challenge here. The cover story is about a Messier marathon. That's what the cover story is about, a Messier marathon. A Messier marathon is when you try to get all or as many of the Messier objects as you can. And in most Messier marathons, you have to be pretty far south to get them all. But most of the readers of Sky and Telescope are in the Northern Hemisphere, and most of us are here in the United States and in Canada. So this article is about doing a northern run of the Messier Marathon. And the author here points out that three items, M74, M77, and M32, are the most difficult objects to capture in this marathon. All three of those, M74, M77, and M32, are what kind of object? What kind of object are all three? M74, M77, and M32. What kind of objects are all three of those that make it really hard to do this Messier marathon? Not binary. Good guess, Melissa. Not binary. Something bigger. M74, M77, and M32, they are all what kind of objects? They're not pizzas. Good guess. Not red giants. Even bigger than neutron stars, bigger than red giants. What kind of object? They're bigger than star clusters. Bigger than star clusters. What kind of object? M74, M77. Galaxies. There you go, Master C. Very good. They're all galaxies. Master C got it. Congratulations, Master C. I think that was your first one, wasn't it? Galaxies. So that makes it really hard to do that Messier marathon. Really tough to do. Yeah, I try to make them easy. You know, the easy ones are the hardest ones. Probably not. Probably not. We probably won't. But everybody's getting one. Here you go. And it's a good guess. Javier Barbuzano reminds us in his article about Alpha Centauri that Thomas Henderson used parallax. He used parallax to reveal something about this third brightest star in our sky. What is it that Thomas Henderson revealed using parallax about Alpha Centauri? What did he tell us about Alpha Centauri using parallax? The distance. That's right, Ross. The distance. He revealed that it's the closest system to our solar system, and it's only about 4 light years away. No, he used parallax to tell the distance to it. Parallax. Thomas Henderson, I think he was the director of the observatory in South Africa. He died pretty young down there. He got a disease and died down there. But one of the things he did was he used parallax. The Earth's orbit around the sun gave us 2 different views of this star, and he could tell by the shift that it made according to the background stars. He could figure out the distance to the star. 4.3 light years away. So, who got that one right? That was Ross. Yes. Oh, here comes Cat. Hi. Hi, Angel. Hi, Angel. Here's Angel. Every scope of the cat is a better scope. Here's Angel right here. Here's Angel. Hi, Angel. Angel's our new kitten. Angel's our new kitten. Stay out of my drink, okay? Come here, girl. She doesn't want to be on camera. Come here. Come here. She's getting big. She's getting big. We got her last August, I think it was. Hey, girl. Hey there. Come over here. Come over here. Okay, here she comes. Hi, Angel. She's all fluffy, and she doesn't want to be up here. Goodbye, Angel. I made her come up. She didn't like it here. Every scope with a cat is a better scope. Yeah, a light year is what, like a trillion miles? Is that what it is? I forget exactly what it is. But light year is pretty far. It's how far away light travels in a year. For example, the sun is about 8.5 light minutes away. So the light that you see from the sun took 8.5 minutes to get here. So we use the speed of light as sort of a yardstick. Okay, bye. Thank you, Soya, for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in. And thank you for sharing. That was good. And you got a couple right, too. That was great. Before you had to leave. Project Blue. Project Blue is a plan to take some images of possible planets that are in the habitable zone of Alpha Centauri. Project Blue is a plan to take pictures of some planets that might be in the habitable zone of Alpha Centauri. From where did they get the project's name? Why blue? Why do they call it Project Blue? Why do they call it Project Blue? This is a plan to get pictures of, not Blue Book, pictures of the planets, not Isaac Asimov, but you're getting on the right track. Okay, Richard, I'm going to have to go with Jorge on that one. Richard almost had it, but yes, pale blue dot. Yes, from Carl Sagan. That's exactly right. That they okay, got a lot of people there, but Jorge, I think you were the first one, okay? The pale blue dot, which is what Carl Sagan called the Earth in a picture from Voyager. One of his books is also called Pale Blue Dot. Okay? Carl had a lot of books out. This is one of my favorite books right here. If you will go with me a little bit to the inside of the book. Autographed by Carl Sagan. How about that? So, Pale Blue Dot. That's where they got the name. That's where they got the name from Project Blue, is looking for our own picture of a pale blue dot. Maybe a planet that has Earth-like atmosphere. Wouldn't that be exciting? Wouldn't that be exciting? So congratulations, Jorge. Yes, you got Carl Sagan, got the pale blue dot. Good for you. One of the regular articles in Sky and Telescope is binocular highlights. Binocular highlights. So if you got a pair of binoculars, you can always look at this one. Binocular highlights is here, next to the star map. Right here is binocular highlights. Okay, binocular highlights. And in binocular highlights, the author, Matthew Weddell, the author lists 4 stellar clusters, 4 star clusters that are really nice to see through a pair of binoculars. Okay, the Coma star cluster, the Pleiades, the Hyades, and Alpha Persei. Those 4. Which one of those 4 is the closest to Earth? Which one of those 4 clusters? The Coma, the Pleiades, the Hyades, or Alpha Persei? Which one is closest to Earth? Not the Pleiades, good guess. Not the Pleiades. Not Alpha Persei, good guess. Not the Pleiades, not Alpha Persei, not Coma. The only one that's left, not Coma. The only one that's left. Not Coma, not Alpha Persei, not Pleiades. The only one that's left. The Hyades. There you go, Jorge. You got it. Yeah, the Hyades. Here they are. Okay. The Hyades. That's all right. Guessing is good here. Guessing is very welcome. You know, I think we're a lot smarter than we think we are sometimes, and guessing will bring that out. I think. Yes, the Hyades, 150 light years away. 150 light years away. So when we look at the stars of the Hyades, which are part of Taurus, when we look at that, we're seeing light that left those stars 150 years ago. And it's taken 150 years for that light to travel to get to us. If you're looking at the Hyades, if you are looking at the Hyades star cluster, there's an orange first magnitude star that looks like it's part of the Hyades, but it's really about half the distance. It's only about 70 light years away. What's the name of the orange first magnitude star that looks like it's associated with the Hyades, but it's really a lot closer? Anybody know the name of the first magnitude star? It's orange. It's orange, and it looks like it's part of the Hyades. Not Rigel. Rigel's part of Orion, and it's a really bright white star, I think, or maybe blue. Okay. Aldebaran. There you go. Spear got it. Good for you. Yes, I knew I could count on you for that. Spear. Aldebaran is it. It's a nice, bright orange star. If you're looking at Aldebaran, let's see, I think Aldebaran's a K5. I think Aldebaran's a K5. So if you're looking at the HR diagram, and you've got the main sequence here. We've got OB, a fine girl, kiss me, so it's down here. And it's a K5, so it's closer to, it's about halfway between K and M. And it's a 3, so that means it's a giant up here. So you'll find Aldebaran up here off the main sequence, okay? A horse from Ben-Hur? Really? Okay, how smart. Aldebaran. You know, a lot of the names of stars, like Aldebaran, come from the Arabic. That's what Al is. I think Al in Arabic means the. So we get Aldebaran, we get all sorts of stars with Al in front of it. But here would be Aldebaran, it'd be up here in this part, the giant part of the HR diagram, off over toward the edge. K5. K5. Hello, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. We're just finishing up our quiz. We have 2 more questions to go. We're buzzing through these things like wildfire, okay? Like wildfire. Going great. So we have Aldebaran, the eye of the bull. That's a lot of bull. April, we're going to have an asteroid. We're going to have an asteroid come close. Well, not come close. It's actually going to be far away. It's going to be in opposition. An asteroid in opposition. Name the asteroid that will be in opposition on April 6th, just later this week. The asteroid that's going to be in opposition, and it's going to be in perfect view to see. Can anybody name the asteroid that we're going to see on April 6th? We could see it now, but it's going to be in opposition on April 6th. Ceres, good guess. Nope, not Ceres. That's number 1. Try number 2. The asteroid that we'll be able to see in opposition on April 6th. You can see it now. It's in the constellation Boötes. That's where it is right now. I love that word, Boötes. It's got 2 O's in it. One of the O's has those little umlauts over it. Those 2 dots. B-O-O-T-E-S, Boötes. The asteroid. So you got Ceres, but that's not the one. Can you name another asteroid? Anyone want to take a shot at it? There are thousands of asteroids. This one has a name. Number 2. There's my guess. Or there's my clue. Defender. There's my guess. Number 2. Ceres is number 1. Anybody for number 2? That's the clue. Number 2. You can get it. Pallas. There you go. Defender of India. Looked it up. Good for, well, no, you probably knew that. Defender of India. Got it. Yes. Pallas is the second asteroid. It's the second one discovered. It was discovered in 1802. And along with Ceres, Pallas was listed as a planet until 1845. And then by 1845, they had discovered so many asteroids out there between Jupiter and Mercury, Jupiter and Mars, that they decided they really weren't planets after all. They were these little tiny rocks, okay? You put them together, you put all the asteroids together, you don't even get something as large as Pluto. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know if you can. It'll be a dot, and it'll move very quickly. That'll tell it apart from a star. But a moon or a planet, it'll look like a planet in a telescope, and that's what fooled Olber. That's what fooled Olber in 1802. It fooled a lot of people for many years, and they thought it was a planet. So, got Ceres number 1, Pallas number 2. It was a planet until 1845. Sort of like we had Pluto as a planet from, 1929 to 2003, I think it was. And then we realized that there's a whole lot of other things out there with Pluto, and Pluto's so small, we changed it from the baby, the smallest of the planets, to the king of the Kuiper Belt. The king of the Kuiper Belt. So it actually got a promotion. Okay? Actually got a promotion. Last question. Now, on the first Monday of every month, I have questions about Sky and Telescope magazine. This is April 1st, so I'm doing the April issue. The April issue. I think you might have received the May issue. I've gotten the May issue. So if you subscribe, it's probably come in. They have an issue for the Southern Hemisphere. So if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can get their Southern Hemisphere version of Sky and Telescope. Okay, they have that. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Einstein was a lot smarter than I am. I think I might be a little bit better looking than he was, but he was a lot smarter than me. There you go. There's a guest question. Answer that. Answer Richard's question. Who discovered Pluto? Who discovered Pluto? There you go. And Ross got it. Okay. Ross? Yes. Boom. So Ross, you get credit. You get credit for that. Congratulations. You answered the guest question. Pluto. Clyde Tombaugh, just a Kansas farm boy hired by Percival Lowell to look for Pluto. That's what he did. That was his job, to look for Pluto. So there you go. Richard, with your permission, I'm going to add Ross to the list of winners there for the question that's the guest question, okay? Guest question. Thank you. Good job. Last question. Here's the last question. In Sue French's article, Small Scope Galaxies, in her article, M81 and M82 are called cosmic dust bunnies. Cosmic dust bunnies. In what constellation can M81 and M82 be found? Where can we find these cosmic dust bunnies? What's the constellation that we can find them in? M81 and M82. If you're an astronomer, you should be out there looking at it. There you go. Defender, you are definitely an astronomer. Okay, Defender got it. Congratulations, Defender got it. Yeah. Sorry, Spear. You're just a little bit behind Defender there. Defender got it. They're in Ursa Major. They're in Ursa Major. Very good. So that takes up our quiz. I'm surprised that we were able to get it done so fast. So let's review. Okay, we'll review. Spear got the question that the issue of Sky and Telescope was about the southern sky. Soyog got the question about Voyager 2 being in interstellar space. She also got the one about gas and dust. Okay, cool. That's right. Okay, there's no rule against Googling. Defender got 2 solar masses worth of gas and dust being put into stars every year in the Milky Way. Then a whole bunch of people, Percano, Spear, and Richard, got the sources the sources of gas in our galaxy. That was good. All three of you got that one. Melissa got the collision that caused Centaurus A to look so funny. Master C got galaxies. All three of those were galaxies, M74, M77, and M32. Good for you, Master C. Ross got the distance to Alpha Centauri. Percano got the pale blue dot. And he also got the Hyades. Congratulations on that, Jorge. Spear got another one with Aldebaran. Defender got Pallas. And finally, and of course, let's not forget Ross getting the guest question from Richard. He got that one. That was Pluto, and that was Clyde Tombaugh. And then last but not least, Sue French's column from Ursa Major. So congratulations to you. Every Monday, the first Monday of every month, that's when I do the Astronomy Challenge from Sky and Telescope magazine. And I do this broadcast every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and we talk about astronomy, and I have some questions for you, and during the questions that I have, we have comments and discussion about stuff. So that was a good time today. Good time today. So, calendar. Today's April 1st. I'll read to you my calendar. Here you go. April 1st, Monday. Due to their bulky spacesuits. Now this is interesting that they have something about bulky spacesuits, and they just had that screw up on the ISS about women. Okay. Due to their bulky spacesuits, the crew of Voskhod 2, Alexei Leonov and his commander Pavel Belyov, could not settle into their seats before landing. This was in Voskhod 2. This threw off the center of the mass of the spacecraft, which then entered Earth's atmosphere off course. The cosmonauts landed in an uninhabited forest and had to spend one night in their capsule and another night in a hut they built with skiers who had come to rescue them before finally catching a helicopter ride back home. So being off, no, not an April Fool's joke. I already did my April Fool's joke, Commander, or Defender. I already did that, okay? Did you hear my April Fool's joke? So they had to spend 2 nights out there in the woods before they could get their helicopter ride back because they were off-center. Because with their bulky spacesuits, they couldn't get into their seats right, and they were off-center. And they came back in off course. So yeah, you got to be careful about that kind of stuff. I hope they did, or I understand that a lot of times they took along guns just in case they landed somewhere where there were bears and things like that. They had to watch out for that. So if you were a winner, if you got one of the questions right, Jorge, yes, thank you. If you got one of the questions right, that means that you were a winner. And as a winner, you get to go to your name will be posted on my blog as a winner, and you get a chance to make a contribution to one of my charities, and I will match your contribution up to $100. So you can go on my blog, find my charities listed there, and if you got one of the questions right, you're a winner. I'll do this again next week, okay? Next week on April 8th, we're going to do nearby stars. Nearby stars is going to be the topic. Now, for nearby stars, for next week, what I'll use mostly, I won't use Sky and Telescope magazine next week. That's the first Monday of every month. For next week, for nearby stars, I'll use the Observer Handbook. So if you won last week, you can go on my blog and find my charities and give to one of my charities. And if you do that within 30 days of your winning, I will match your contribution up to $100. So give some money to one of my charities. Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, the Guilford County Animal Shelter, that's where we got one of our cats. The Guilford County Senior Resources Center, they deliver food to old people. Barbara and I do that. And fourth, the Joe Klein Memorial Endowment, that helps bring speakers here to the area to talk about astronomy. So you can give to one of those charities, and I will match your contribution up to $100. So do it. Make the world a better place. Make the world a better place. Okay? So next week, nearby stars. Of Eurus night. Okay, help me. People of Eurus night. I do not know Eurus night. Please help me know. Welcome back, Ross. Eurus night. I'm not familiar with Eurus night. Let me write this down. Eurus night. Help me know. Eurus night in Jamaica. Oh, Yuri Gagarin? Yuri Gagarin. Is that a celebration of his going to space? Is it, okay. Is it on the date? I didn't know that. Okay, cool. You know, it's there's some controversy over counting Gagarin as the first astronaut or first cosmonaut. There's some controversy about that because most people, I don't know most people, many people, some people would say that to be an astronaut, what you have to do is you have to go up in a spaceship and come down in a spaceship, okay? And he didn't. Gagarin. I do not have Gagarin in my astronomy dictionary. Okay, I will look up Gagarin. Hey there, Lucy. Here's our cat from the pound. This is Lucy here. Hi, Lucy. Hey. So I'll look that up. Okay, thank you. Gagarin went up in a spaceship, but he parachuted. He parachuted out of a spaceship as it was coming back. So he did not land in the spaceship. So there is some controversy about considering him a full-fledged astronaut, or that flight is a full-fledged space flight, because he didn't take off and land in the same ship, or he didn't even land in a ship. I think he's an astronaut, or cosmonaut. I think he is. But I think it's interesting that there's a controversy over that. Yeah, he was in space, but he didn't come down in his ship. He parachuted back. I don't think it makes much difference, but it's not really a space flight, is it? Not really a space flight. What do you think, Lucy? Not really a space flight, is it, girl? Is it, girl? Yeah, there's a big price to pay. There's a big price to pay when it comes to space travel. This is Lucy. Lucy is our cat from the pound. We got her many years ago from the pound. She was just a little kitten in the pound, weren't you, girl? Just a little girl, just a little kitten. Now she's a big girl. Yeah, aren't you? Yeah, Lucy. She probably wants out. That's probably why she's here. You want out, or you want food, or you want attention? Good girl. Okay, Eurus night. I will look. Let's all celebrate Yuri Gagarin. That's wonderful. The first man in space. Yeah, girl. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. You're right. That's how she got named. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Lucy. Don't give them your better side. She wants to put her tail against you. I'm sorry. Lucy, don't put your butt against the screen. Thank you, girl. Okay, thank you, Jorge. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do, man. You really help. And congratulations on the wins today. Give to one of my charities, okay? Give to one of my charities. Thank you all very much. Thank you. We're done with the quiz. I'm going to be out of here now. Let's leave with a little bit of music here from, who's this music from? It's from Strawberry. Strawberry. So here we go. Strawberry. Here we go. Thank you all very much for being here. It's a wonderful time. And here's my picture of Centaurus A, okay? Thank you all. I'll see you all next Monday. Keep looking up, okay, guys? Thank you. Congratulations to all the winners. Thanks Thanks for joining. We're just now ending. Thank you for being here. Sorry about that. Thank you. Woo-hoo. Well, the chromatics are great, aren't they? Chromatics are marvelous. You're welcome. I've seen them in person. They are very personable, very great chromatics. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you next Monday. Bye. Hasta la vista, babies.